Welcome to the True Rotarian Podcast. This podcast is specially designed for all the true Rotarians by a true Rotarian. So I was talking to him. I said the government of India is doing a fantastic job in building roads. Rotary all over the country. Let's talk about Bombay to Delhi. The highway is beautiful,
Yes.
but it's all concrete. If Rotary joins up with the government and we plant trees and all the Rotary clubs en route from Delhi to Bombay takes care of patches, and if the corporates join in, I think it can be a beautiful topic. And we have a structured ways to raise funds rather than saying अनूप जी 2 लाख का आप दे दो, आप ये 3 लाख दे दो, 5 लाख दे दो, वो नहीं है हमारे यहाँ.
Yes.
What we do is create that cause for what are we doing
Yes.
fundraising for. Welcome to True Rotarian Podcast. I am AKS Rotarian Hemant Bhasin, and today we have with us a very visionary leader who has truly lived his life keeping the Rotary motto in mind, which is service above self. PDG Rtn Anup Mittal joins us today to share his vision to advance Rotary, a roadmap built on stability, sustainability, and scalability. Anup is an engineer and he's done his BE Electronics, an MBA, a law graduate, and he also holds an honorary PhD. He was in the corporate sector in USA, but because of his love for India, and he decided that he should move back in 1966. And since then, he's been a very, very successful businessman. He was a district governor in 2021-22 in District 3011, and he was recognized as one of the best performing district governors in Bharat. From strengthening membership and empowering youth through skill to employment programs to addressing women's hygiene, conserving water, promoting mental health, and ensuring nutrition for pregnant women, his vision reflects Rotary projects. Let's dive into the conversation and which redefines how Rotary can grow stronger, more inclusive, and more effective in our society. Welcome to Rotarian Podcast, Anupji.
Thank you so much, Hemantji. Thank you so much for being today here and inviting me for this your podcast. And I'm so impressed the way you are conducting this and under True Rotarian umbrella. I'm really delighted to be here, and thank you so much again.
Pleasure once again. And on behalf of my entire team and my audience, going to gain a lot from your experience and the kind of work that you have done. I'm sure it's going to be a fantastic podcast to watch.
Pleasure. I feel so.
Let's jump into the topic of vision straight away. What visions do you have to advance Rotary, and what does Rotary need most today? Members, more projects, or more collaborations?
Dekhiye, Hemantji, first of all, I say that Rotary is one of the best social organizations in the world. I love my organization, and I'm sure we are all proud to be a Rotarian.
Yes.
That brings a lot of responsibility on us to see that Rotary grow always in all the dimension of it. I feel any organization is because of their members. And members are stable, and strong members make organizations stronger. If we have a strong membership, a stable membership, then automatically your projects would be stable, large size of projects. You have more collaborations, more fundraising for the community projects. So my vision around whatever projects I am talking about is just focus on stable membership for the Rotary. Mm-hmm. And that probably my vision is to give Rotary more stable membership through service projects. That's what I can say.
Wow. Membership growth is often collaborated, or membership is always sort of found by numbers and things like that. But how do we ensure membership stability? Because calibration of a members is one thing, but stability of or retention of members is more important.
Shemaji, you got the right thing, because my main objective at this time and a vision is a stable membership. I give you a little bit light on the polio eradication program of the Rotary. Is one of the largest and very recognized program of Rotary from decades, and which is most impactful, where Rotary has spent more than billions of dollars on this program. So that is it is affected the community as whole, but it has benefited Rotary in different way, because whoever is part of that mission or the program of polio, as on today they are stable members. You will not find any member who was part of the polio drop going to the street, going to the community and giving the drop, and they have left the Rotary. They are still a permanent member who were the part of the polio program. The nutshell, once you have a large scale of the community program and you involve people into it, they will value Rotary and they will be more stable. Because once we bring a lot of members, once they come, they see district, they see club, and they find that yes, there's a permanent projects and there's a lot of other work is done at the club level and the district level. But once they see a large scale of program like polio, I'm sure the stable membership will come when we have a large scale of community projects, maybe in zone wise. Zone means that there are 10, 12 districts or 20 districts and all over the country where we have more than 40 districts. So if we run a large scale of community program which will impact the community, stable membership, and stable membership is the solution of all the challenges of the Rotary, whether it's a project, fundraising, and blah, 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 blah. That's what I can say.
I totally agree with you. And on the same topic of larger projects, some time ago, I was having a conversation with one of the gentlemen who's working in the ministry. And he's working with Mr. Gadkari. And the kind of roads that they are building is amazing.
Yes.
So I was talking to him. I said, the government of India is doing a fantastic job in building roads. Rotary, all over the country. Let's talk about Bombay to Delhi. The highway is beautiful.
Yes.
But it's all concrete. If Rotary joins up with the government and we plant trees, and all the Rotary clubs en route from Delhi to Bombay takes care of patches, and if the corporates join in and they take care of, in terms of sustainability of the entire project, which also depends on trees don't die. I mean, in terms of, there's a water drip irrigation system. I think it can be a beautiful topic. And beautiful project.
Just to continue what you said, to complement what you're saying, in 21-22, when I was district governor, then there was a club, there was a builder in our the road constructor. He's a Rotarian. He said, sir, as I Alwar to Aligarh to Agra, I have a contract of making the highway. Why not we plant a tree across it?
Wow.
You cannot believe 500,000 trees we planted and under the banner of Rotary. And there was a huge program in Aligarh, and I think it's still there that trees are lying. And a lot of if you go Aligarh to Agra, so in the middle of the road and the side of the road, because that was already part of his contract. So he said to maintain on the longer run, if Rotary can participate, they can come, they can plant more tree. Yes. And that's what I compliment your vision that yes, that is possible, and we have already done at that level.
Fantastic. Now, coming back to our subject again, which we were talking about, membership,
yes.
Right? In every club, there is obviously a mentor to the new member. How important it is to have that interaction, or ensuring that every club holds hand of a new member, involves him in doing the projects, attending the social events and fellowship events, yes. Because everybody attends the fellowship events, but when it comes to attending projects, very, very, very few people, as you also know and experience, are there.
Yes.
What do you have to say on the mentorship and leadership development?
Mentorship is required at every stage. Teachers are our mentors when we are in school. When we go to college, our professors are our mentor. Once we come in the professional life, then probably the senior people in their industry is our mentor. So mentoring is required every stage. So similarly for the Rotary also, whenever a new member coming and joining the Rotary, mentorship is must, because a new member should understand what is Rotary and somebody has to tell him. So that nobody better than the mentor of the club, so that that mentor will explain that this is what Rotary, and the mentor will ensure that the new member is coming to fellowship, coming to projects, and so many things. Because mentor will only not bringing a member to the projects. The mentor will tell about the history of the Rotary. They will tell about the value of the Rotary and so many things. So mentoring is must, and we lose members sometime because it's not properly handled it and not the properly mentored. There is a program of Rotary where in district twice in a year you should hold a district level orientation program of the new members also. There probably a few districts are
doing
yes. This, and so that is I again say that we should ensure by every district, every governor, that two times in a year they should conduct such program of the district level, where they will demonstrate what is our district, history of district, what are the large projects are there, and when the new member come in the larger platform and we'll see a larger picture of the Rotary, I'm sure they will be staying, and they are stable members.
There is one more thing which sort of disturbs a lot of people. One has seen a lot of groupism in Rotary, in the club level and also at the district level. Any member who's come to give it back to the society gets little disillusioned by this particular thing about groupism and things like that. And groupism is always sort of results in lack of communication. Yes. Because by groupism, because you are talking about one interest of that particular group. Maybe it could be a project. They want to do a project on one vertical. The other group wants to have a project on the other vertical. Groupism that way is okay. But the ethos of this particular thing is sort of scaring people that are we in a right place and things like that. So that is something which we need to take care.
Okay, Hemant ji, kya hai? Kabhi bhi there two people are not the same.
Yes.
There's a difference in personalities.
Yes.
Correct? One, there is a difference in personalities. A difference of opinion is bound to come.
Yes.
Correct? And then when this difference of opinion become a larger with the group and what you said, it is a general phenomena of the society. When you have more than one person, there would be always a difference of opinion and the groupism there.
Yes.
But I think this is a responsibility of more senior members and more, I can say, if you talk about Rotary, structure, the senior PDGs and senior member of the even club. That is their responsibility to settle down and bring them to a common platform.
Yes.
Because, everybody who is coming to the Rotary is a successful person on the background.
Obviously.
And they understand values. And it's only what you said is very important, communication.
Communication. Communication about Rotary. Now, for example, let me give you an example. I was a director fundraising for the time when PDG now Mahesh was there. And as luck would have it, the district team couldn't find time, or maybe because of paucity of funds and things like that, we could not hold a seminar on fundraising. And I thought to myself, the fact that they have given me a position of a director fundraising, because my club, as you know,
yes,
we collect about 2.5.
You are one of the best clubs in there.
And we have a structured ways to raise funds, rather than saying, Anup ji 2 lakh ka aap de do, aap bhi 3 lakh de do, 5 lakh de do, wo nahi hai hamare.
Yes.
What we do is create that cause for what are we doing fundraising for. Anyway, coming back to communication, and one of the things I thought to myself, fundraising affects everybody. Everybody needs fund.
Yes.
There are people who have got money to give it back to the society.
Correct.
And no better place than Rotary.
And I agree.
Okay?
100%.
So I said, let me start a podcast channel. I just made one podcast for fundraising to let people know.
Correct.
It became so popular. Yes. I said, why don't we talk about other verticals also?
Hey, that's a great initiative, I tell you. With this podcast, you are able to communicate.
Yes.
You are able to aware people about various subjects.
Yes.
Which normally people not aware about, or the Rotary part. And I think you should continue and cover more and more areas. But what you said is a fundraising part. See, there is no shortage of funds in Rotary at all.
Yes.
Number one. It is only, willingness of the leader, number one. In district, governor is a leader, zone director is a leader, and then RI president is a leader. So, number one, they should have a will to do it. Number one. Funds will come when you have there's an impactful cause for it.
Cause, that's what I said. You have to identify the cause. What am
I always
collecting money
say
for?
clubs, I say always districts and other governors when I give orientation to governors, that there is no shortage of funds. Rotarians, I tell you, I organized 21-22 because I come from the corporate world. I organized first CSR award of the Rotary in 21-22.
Fantastic.
There were 50 corporates, top corporates were there, the CEOs, CMDs and all that. My start of the speech was because every corporate say, oh, Rotarians, they have come for the money asking. My address was first, we don't need your funds. We don't need your money. We need your partnerships.
Partnership, that's right.
पैसा हमारे पास भी बहुत है. Rotarians have a lot of money, but we need to have partnerships, That's what. Yes, please.
My next question is on your favorite topic, which is skilling people.
Yes.
How can Rotary scale this from a local project to a district-wide or a nation-wide initiative?
देखिए हेमंत जी, this skill to employment program is very close to my heart.
Yes.
And we implemented very strongly in district also and few neighbor districts. Even in my vision for Rotary, I have one of the main this thing. I appreciate here, it's not because you are from the same club. Rotary Club of South End, a large scale started this project. I was advisor of.
By the way, Rotary Club of Delhi South End Skill Development Project was started when I was the president.
Yes.
You know it.
so that's what the vision is required. The project which started by South End when you were
Yes.
there and other people were there. Pusa Institute, that is a model skill centers of Rotary, which was replicated in a Wajirpur Polytechnic, and so many places it is happening. So, because Rotary is a resource of big employers, and I can say it's a place where Rotarians can absorb lot of manpower. Correct. So my idea was skill to employment, that you start skill centers of Rotary and back integrate them with what is required by the Rotarians. For example, today is a big group of which is required 200 employees in their industry. Why not train people of that particular industry? So you skill people in the skill center of the Rotary, focus on that skill which is required within the Rotary system, and then employ them through the Rotary vast network. You said how it can taken up to the zonal level and the country level.
Yes.
Because the success stories are already there. We have already done so many centers and running it and in a professional way. SOPs are in place already. Like South End, you have very stable center from a decade it is running, and I think more than 1,000 students are being trained and employed.
2,500 students.
I mean every year more than 1,000 you are doing it. So my idea is that similar way it can be replicated in other districts and over the zone. Let's say if a zonal director decides that I run this program for all the zone, all the 12, 13, 15 governors are involved. They have been oriented for this program. How this program can be run. Model is created already. SOP is created already. There are a hell lot of companies who are ready to invest on this skill
Totally.
development.
Exactly, I was coming to that. Now, for example, we have a Rotary blood bank all over the place, right?
Correct.
So similarly, if we have a set, because that particular thing, SOPs, like you mentioned, your protocols which are required to
place,
run.
yes.
If we Rotary Skill Development Center, we have a common protocols, common way of SOPs and things like that. It can become a huge success.
Yes,
all over the
Hemanji, I
country.
tell you, government tried a lot through NSDC and all that.
Yes.
They could train, but they could not employ.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a gap. You skill people and employ. There's a gap between these two.
Yes.
And Rotary can fill that gap India-wide, because you as an industrialist, when we are looking for somebody to hire, you don't find an adequate manpower, any level, CEO to the down. And otherwise we say, there's a lot of unemployment in the country. This is because the gap between a skill and the employment.
One of the reasons why our skill development center was an immediate success was before starting, we spoke to all our members and we identified the verticals where we are going to skill people based on the promises we got from our members that, okay, I'm from the auto industry, I'm going to take welders. I'm from the CNC industry, I'm going to take CNC operators. Or F&B. The hoteliers,
Yes.
there are a lot of hoteliers.
Yes.
Similarly, there are people who need the stitching machines. Because
Yeah,
like I
Zuki
need,
so many Zuki machines are installed there. Yes, I know.
garment exporters or
Yes.
home furnishing exporters.
Yes.
So that was the fantastic success story, because if we had a batch of 500 students, all 500 got an opportunity.
That is, you actually answered my question. What you say? What you were asking me, that in geographically,
Yes.
maybe today Delhi need X type of skills. You set up that kind of a skill where the Rotarians can absorb. Maybe in Rajasthan, you will have a different type of skill people required of that vicinity. In Punjab, you have some different kind of vicinity. Gujarat, Bombay. Well, like Bombay, there's a stock exchange. There is in Wazirpur, Rotary started where the stockbroking
I know.
manpower is being
It was
generated.
started under our mentorship.
Mentorship, right?
Yes.
So what I'm trying to say, geographically identify what Rotarians can absorb,
Yes.
and train the people for that particular skill. So your employment is assured.
Assured. Okay, my next question is again based on what is close to your heart, right? Women's hygiene continues to be a critical issue. What's your vision for Rotary doing better projects and more projects in this regard?
Hemanji, whatever my vision is, I first did myself. Then only I say something
Yes.
others to do it. Women hygiene, you will be surprised that only 20% women use the sanitary pad in this country. I have thoroughly did last 5 years. I did a lot of study on this. Even in Delhi, big hospitals, I was surprised that in the women ward, even in the heart of the city, they are using cottons and other things to treat the patients. So one set of Rotarians, we got exchange ideas, and we thought, why not we do something in this line, correct? With the CSR, a set of Rotarians has set up a sanitary pad manufacturing,
Yes.
a small unit, not much of the money required. The semi-automatic plant was set up. 9,000 sanitary pad is manufactured. It's been manufactured every day. It is distributed through the Rotary network.
Wow.
Because, see, it is a cause people are not very open to talk about.
Yeah.
Especially the less educated women, weaker section women is very hesitant to talk about the subject. So in that case, the partners of the Rotarians can be a big asset to do this. Our job, a male can set up a production, you produce, do
For
everything.
distribution, obviously,
and
the ladies
for
are
distribution,
required,
let the partners
And
and
creating
ladies.
awareness and things.
I tell you, initially what we did when we started manufacturing, we organized a big camps that distribute 50,000, 100,000 pads, But later on we analyzed, no, it is not that way impactful. You identify a beneficiary and consistently giving. For example, this is your society, maybe 200 or 300 houses are there. Among them, maybe around 200 daily mates are coming in and out.
Yes.
So we asked Rotarian, why not you adopt this?
Yes.
And you fix a particular date, and in society office, let's say 7th of each month, there's a list of mates. They come and they can collect their set of pads. So you have identified the beneficiary, and consistently and you cannot believe only 10 rupees Rotary manufactured 6 or 7 pad is giving in 10 rupees. And if let's say 200 mates in a society, in only 2,000 rupees,
that's it, nothing.
is you are benefiting 200 women, and you can set up that it is a women hygiene society, women hygiene area.
Yes.
So I tell you, if this can be taken over, the SOPs are there already.
Yes.
We have a good supplier who is supplying even at the cost basis to the Rotary. And I tell you, even Durban, even South Africa Rotary also identified this project. They have taken a detail, and we are setting up a plant in Durban to do this. I think this can be done by every governor in all the districts, zonal level or India level. If Rotary take this initiative, I tell you, the politician jump into it, because let's say if somebody is contesting election, very, very challenging. They said, Anupji, why not you give 5 lakh pads? I'm contesting election. I'll print my photo and I will distribute.
Oh my God.
I said, sorry, it is only Rotary.
No.
But what I'm saying is because they are also related to community.
Yes.
They understand the value of it.
But Rotary, by and large, should stay away from the political.
So we said no to
Yes.
him. He said, sorry, आप हमारे Rotary के pad ले लीजिए. You put the Rotary branding and you distribute.
Yeah,
That's okay.
yeah.
But we don't want to get involved in all these things.
True.
But this is what is the area where Rotary should address this on national level, zonal level. SOPs are ready. Everything is ready. I invite all district governors incoming and come forward. We'll give you the all advice on this.
You know, I have been involved with a lot of Rotaractors and Interactors since the time I was the president of my club. It's been many, many years now. And I find distribution of health kits to the women are the pet projects for all the Interactors and the Rotaractors. They're youngsters, they understand how important it is these days to, stay away from the disease. And, this is, and hygiene is very important.
Hemantji, as you said, the youngsters can be more resource in this because, the young population is more open to talk about the subject.
Yes.
Very important, initially you said communication. So because they are open, they can communicate, and they understand the practicality. Probably the more or older generation is not that open to discuss. So yes, for the women hygiene, the Rotaractors and Interactors would be a great resource for us. They can take this subject to the community, and even women also will feel comfortable to talk on the subject. They have a lot of energy. So yes, I agree what you are saying. Your vision is very clear about the subject, to take up. Yes, it can be.
Let's come to another topic, which is water.
Yes.
Water is becoming scarce every day. In the time to come, we'll all be affected very badly.
Yes.
What scalable models can Rotary adopt for long-term water sustainability?
Dekhiye, water, yes, it is even some of the African countries have no water now, and India also is not a different story altogether. So conservation of the water is very, very important. So best way is that we make more, start with the check dam, because I myself is experienced so much on that.
Rotary is doing a lot of check dams.
Yes, from years together, PSG Foundation is already have a contouring of 5,000 check dams all over the country.
Yes.
They are ready with contouring, they are ready with cost, budget, everything. We have Rotary has very close association with them.
I had invited KS Mehta, who had done a lot of work on this, and they got a $2 billion
I
grant.
was about to tell you the KS Mehta's name. He was the person who actually bring in, because he was a PSG man and bringing Rotary together. We did a lot of check dams, and even when I was in government 21-22, we made more than around 10 crore worth of check dams through CSR and a lot of things in Rajasthan. That time the water minister, Mr. Shekhawat, also awarded us for doing the great work in this one. That was a foundation built up. Even KS Mehta ji and one of another very senior Rotarian, Vivek Jain,
Yes.
They come together because Mehta ji said, "Yeah, you need to do something big." So Vivek Jain is also very knowledgeable, very senior Rotarian. I said, "Vivek, why don't you help?" So they put together, started this scale grant concept of 2 million wala.
Yes.
And unfortunately, they built up because so much of work was done initial years. So they built up on that. Then scale grant was done, and I'm thankful to the Rotary management that they awarded that to the Indian for the country.
That was the first time such a huge grant of $2 billion
dollar came to India. Because that our foundation was already very strong. Because scale grants are not just given just like this, unless and until there's a work is already done in that particular area.
Yes.
So that is, and can you believe that $2 million grant is now become 8 million?
8 million, that's right.
And there is a lot of government organization is attached with that now. And I name few of the people, the Rotary Club of Premier, Anisha Dalmia, and so many people are doing the great work for Sudhanshu, and so many people are taking us to one. So drawing from there and the previous experience, I can say if Rotary can take up this check dam project all over the country, because contouring is already done, but budgeting already done. You have to just little bit support it, make the grant, bring in the CSR and do it. Another one additional things can be done. Once you make a check dam, it all over grow the greenery, water for the cattle, and so many things. Environment. Another thing is the drinking water. I tell you, one of the project I visited in Alwar nearby, there was a check dam, and Rotary put up a water treatment plant. So the drinking water was also available for the villagers of that area, and there was a water ATM also set up, so that not only environment, not only cattle, not only greenery, not only anything, even the drinking water is also available. I think you have also visited number of times such places. When Rotarian visit of such place, such village where Rotary has built up a check dam, they treat you like a god.
I know.
So that is a fantastic project which I think Rotary can take up. All of SOPs are laid down, everything is done. Only leadership should come forward and take it. All such things come from top to bottom. If you want to do some program, zonal wise or country wise, a governor can do for own district. But once you want to take it further, you have to have a senior leadership should be part of this program.
Yes, I totally agree with you. And there's another very important topic, which is sort of pertaining to mental health, which is getting a global concern. It's not only a concern in India,
Yes.
but it's a concern all over the world, mental health. What can Rotary do to sort of help the society with regard to mental health?
देखिए रोटरी की स्ट्रेंथ है हमारी कम्युनिटी रीच. The strength of the Rotary always lie in the reach in the community and our vast infrastructure all around. Mental health is a challenge at every stage, every age and today. So one thing is the Rotary can spread the awareness about the mental health. What are challenges every age group can face? School students can face stress challenge of study, peer pressure and so many things. Drugs also can be part of it. The adults can face the professional pressure and financial pressure. At the more later stage, the older population face the dementia and Alzheimer kind of situation. So Rotary can do the awareness program and setting up few centers for the dementia and all that. We have already done it because as I told you, my vision is always something which I have already done and made a successful programs. In 21-22, one Dr. Anup Mittal is a very senior psychiatrist in our district. He's a visiting professor to the Jefferson University. Under his leadership, we started this program.
Okay.
So we work on 3 verticals. That time Corona was there. So he used to organize webinars and so 120 schools Rotary were involved and doing it. Then we started a dementia van also and dementia center also in Faridabad Surya Prakash Hospital. That the senior population come and because if somebody has a dementia, you have to aware the family members of that particular the individual. So for that also SOPs are ready. We have already successful program running. Rotary can take up to globe. Rotary can be one of this can be there. I can do this program has so much of impactful that it can replace the even Polio Plus program globally.
Yes.
Because this is not a local problem. This is a global problem.
It's a global problem. I have a lot of people who I mentor and I tell them 3 things. I say, guys, all you have to do is enjoy the power of now. When you enjoy the power of now, if you think the present, you talk about you're wasting about what happened in our lives a year ago, 6 months ago, 3 months ago, you are not utilizing your now effectively.
Yes.
Because you're thinking about the past.
Yes.
And the balance, you are thinking, what am I going to do tomorrow?
Yes.
It's stressful. I have to travel to Bombay. I have to travel to Calcutta. I have to go in the exam. It's a छोड़ो यार वो तो होएगा.
Correct.
But right now what you have to do, there is an exam, you study right now.
Correct, yes.
So if anybody and everybody enjoys the power of now, stop thinking about what happened yesterday, what is going to happen tomorrow. I think this mental...
See, what you say, I just compliment what you're saying. What you're mentoring people is actually what is required. That you have to have a mental balance. And I tell you, these days, the emotional intelligence also is being taught all over.
Yes.
That how you maintain your mental pressure, your emotional intelligence to do it. So I appreciate. I said you can have one podcast specifically on the mental health.
On mental health, yes.
Bring in somebody
psychologist, yes,
and can talk about how Rotarians can spread and can do it. I mean,
I intend doing. Thank you so much for your advice on this. This is one area I think we should do it.
Yes.
Now, another very important topic that I know it is very dear to you is nutrition for pregnant ladies.
Yes.
And why is this a crucial to Rotary's focus?
Rotary is always for the good for the society.
Yes.
Correct? And always Rotarians search some community care where they can jump and can support the community, right? Polio was one of them, which is almost now eradicated. See, if you have a healthy children, you can build a nation. See, my love for the country bring me to the back from US to this country. So I have always searched that what we can build a strong nation, what community work we can do. I tell you, because you know the poverty and economical weaker section, India is probably divided into two parts: have and don't have. Haves have too much, even much more than a US population. Indians are much richer than the most of the the US population.
Yeah.
But as poor as the Somalia or other places. Yes. Sorry. So the nutritious food to the woman, it is already established program, because all the hospitals where these ladies come for the treatment and they are not properly, fed, and children are not healthy coming out. So, but a lot of Rotarians have come forward. Without naming, the gentleman, they are giving us the medicine like iron and other many medicine required for the pregnant woman. They are giving free of cost, a Rotarian. So that they are healthy and they're comfortable. We can like some of them. One Rotarian has a poultry. He's giving the eggs free of. He has decided that I give 300 eggs every year to the pregnant woman. Such contribution Rotarians are doing and making pregnant women more fed with the nutritious value, so that the outcome, the children, is better health. And Rotary can, because Rotary always look a community need. It's a community need. Established program, SOPs are made. It can be also taken as a national wide and zonal wise. And I think all Rotarians come forward to support this.
Excellent. Actually, my next question was quite similar to your last sentence. How can clubs collaborate beyond their boundaries within the district, nationally, and even globally? We spoke about water, we spoke about,
women hygiene, we talk about water, mental health and all that.
So these are the subjects which are going to affect not only in India, but it's a global issue.
Most of them are actually globally. I tell you, in Zambia we are doing some work. They have a lot of emeralds. You cannot believe the minister, commerce minister said, why don't you set up a skill center so that our population can cut the emerald here only. Why we export raw emerald rather than finished emerald? So skilling is required all over the place.
All over the place.
I tell you, in US, my son is involved in the education in US and he's advising few universities. Even US population is saying skill us.
Yes.
Because of this Trump and this all things. They said, why need skilled people from outside? Why not we skill our own people? So skilling is a global need, So what you said to how to clubs, zones, district can come, whichever these programs are, because these are successful programs, set up, SOPs are ready, corporate partners are ready for it. But Rotary is always a position-centric organization, correct? It should come from top to bottom. Some directors or some RI presidents or some trustees should identify, these are the programs which can be taken up.
Yes.
Because if we do at club level or district level, yes, we can do it. It can be limited to the domain of the club, limited to the community area. District, a governor takes 1 or 2 programs, can be limited to the district. But if a director takes this program, yes, it can be zone-wise, 12 districts, 20 districts can be done. And even if RI is taken at trustee level or RI level, it can be done throughout the world. So top to bottom down model will make this program successful in the Rotary. Otherwise, at district level, people can always do it. We can always. You are there. You are very experienced. I know the club which you belong is itself is an institution itself. South End Club is doing a lot of community projects. The skill to employment, you are the flag bearer in that, and so many other projects you are doing, dialysis and that so many things you are doing. So I think that is the way it can be done. Top to bottom model will make it more larger program.
Yeah, yes. Great. Okay, now what message would you like to give to all the young Rotarians and all the leaders of tomorrow?
देखिए, इसमें 2 पार्ट में डिवाइड करते हैं. One is the young population and the leaders of the Rotary. Though leaders are much senior and experienced people than me, but still I would like to give some messages to them. First of all, these programs are impactful programs, successful programs, and top senior leadership and top leadership should take these programs as a zonal level and a country or world level I tell you, this will give a more stable membership to the Rotary. Rotary, because always we say so many members coming, going, whatever. So if leader implement community-based programs, the stable membership, the way to stable membership is this, which will make more projects, more collaborations, and more alignments and more fundraising. This is what is my message to the leadership, whether they like or not. But I am open. I am always
No,
saying
it's
like this.
perfectly fine.
Right, that's number one.
And what about the youngsters?
Youngsters, because young population is a big asset for us, not
Yes.
India, not worldwide. I only can message them that just understand the Rotary, understand the object of the Rotary, understand the 4-way test of the Rotary, understand the 7 focus area of Rotary, understand the Rotary.org, lot of material to know the Rotary. Once you go through all these things, somewhere down the line, some interest area will come up, and which will pave the way to the Rotary for the youngsters to take up to the height. And for youngsters, it is a big pool of resources, because Rotarians, who is the Rotarian? If younger people come, they will be supported in their professions also. They will be handholded. So one part is the professional growth, because young population is look for that. That will help them. Secondary, Rotary, from Rotary side also, young blood will come, energy will come. So they will come, the new ideas will come. So if young people come, they should understand Rotary first, I think. That will make more impact.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for sharing your views and your vision of how we can sort of build a strong Rotary, strong community, and strong Bharat. It has been fantastic talking to you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you also have a project to discuss or an idea to discuss, please do write to us. It will be my pleasure, honor to call you on the show. And one more thing, the biodata of Anup ji is huge. If I have not been able to read the entire thing, but I'm posting that in the description box. Thank you so much once again, and Jai Hind.
Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you, sir.